Welcome back, everybody. Today I have Sashant with us here. I'm super excited to interview him. I can't wait for you to hear about his business, where he's been, how he started it, where he is today, and where he's going to go. So I can't wait for him to share it out with us. That way, you guys can understand exactly what his business is all about and his successes and stuff like that. So, Sean, take a moment to say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone, and thanks, Tony, for having me over your show.
Of course, it's a pleasure to have you, and welcome to the Tony Shap Show, where I say, hey, let's go through a top 10 with Tony. And if you're ready, we want to go right into it.
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
All right, let's start off with the one word open. If you could tell our listeners what's the one word that you're feeling right now as we're getting started, that would be great.
So, right now, I feel like I'm in a marathon. So, my startup journey or my entrepreneurial journey has been going on and on and on. And like, I don't see an end to it, and it gets tiring sometimes, and, all these things. But yeah, you have to steadily keep moving on.
I
So,
love it. I have to admit, I haven't heard that one before. That's good.
thank you.
Now, tell our audience about your business. How did you get started in your business and what it's all about and what you do and how you help people?
Right. So our business or our we have a SaaS product which is called Sales Blink. So basically, it's a end-to-end tool for salespeople to getting from emailing your first prospect to closing a client. So what we saw a gap that was in the market was that the salespeople were using multiple tools to get things done. Like they use something for generating leads, they use something for sending emails, probably even Gmail, right? Doing it manually, but still it's another tool, right? Then putting all that data in a CRM, and in the end using something like Calendly to book a call with them, and then take things forward, and then maybe some other proposal software. So that's a lot of tools, right? And especially if you are working in a small company or a medium-sized company where you don't have hundreds and thousands of salespeople, you would ideally want people to take care of most of the parts of the sales process, as well as not spending on each tool.
Hmm.
So that's what we realized, and that's what we do currently. So we are not completely all the way through the sales process, but we are, I'd say 70%. So 70% of the sales process can be handled from our tool itself. We have a tiny CRM, we have leads for you, we have email automation and all these things. So that's
Wonderful.
the business right now.
Awesome. Thank you very much for telling us about your business. Let our listeners know about a recent win. So, if you've had a recent win and what you learned from it, that would be great if you could share that with us.
I think things really compound, and there's no one win that can change everything, right? Like there's no one moment that changes the business or life, or anything like that. So I think things compound, and I think one thing that has really compounded in my life is be constantly being curious. So trying to learn more and more things about, I don't know, from space to technology. And when I entered the business world, I started by coding, then I got my hands into marketing, then somewhat in sales. And now I'm just trying to learn as much as possible to handle a great team, and go forward with it. So I think uh, yeah, curiosity would be, constantly being curious would be a big win for me in my life.
I really like what you said when it's compounding. That really resonated with me because it's sometimes when I'm interviewing business leaders and like yourself and entrepreneurs and I always talk about it's a 5-year overnight success, right? It's all the
Right.
things you did compounding, and then all the things you do in life. I realized. Feel free to disagree or agree with me, but like you said, in the context of compounding, right? All the things you've done in your life, if it's a class you took back in college, it's a blog you read, or a webinar you were on, or a white paper, taking it back old school, or just something you learned from another business leader, or you worked somewhere. All those things compound, and then all of a sudden they show up when when you're running your marathon, so to speak, right? That's so
Right,
good.
absolutely. And that's why there's no certain win, but yeah, you have to, keep this compounding thing going on.
Well said. Let's go into failures. I know it's sorry to go into that, but we all have to learn from our failures. So share with us a recent failure that you had and
Right.
what you
So
learned from it. Yeah.
So one of the recent failures that at least I realized that I had was it was basically giving up too early on certain projects or ideas, you can say. And yeah, that's what. But I learned that to do anything great, you have to be resilient and go through it, and it might take days, months, or even years at times to just get one thing fixed, or one concept out there,
I see.
right?
Yes.
So as an example, you can think of like Google was probably just a search engine for first so many years of its life, and now it's so much more, right? So just to get
Yes.
one thing off the ground, you have to yeah, or if you can think in context of Amazon, I believe they were, for so many years they were just selling books, and then now it's everything,
Yes.
right?
Let's talk
So
about, thank you for sharing that with us. Let's talk about business expenses. What is your biggest business expense as of today?
so biggest business expense would, I'd like to say it's my time currently. So managing people, clients, customers, developers, and all these things, so that really gets in the way. Yeah.
Awesome. Um, and thanks for sharing that with us. I know a lot of CEOs, when they hit certain numbers, 7 figures, 8 figures, they become more of a professional delegator. So they're very sensitive to their time, and they hold that and then they delegate it well. So that's why it makes you grow, as we all know it. So,
Yeah.
what's your favorite online business tool right now?
So I'd say it's Notion. So really
Motion,
love it. Yeah, Notion. Like
Notion. Excuse me. Okay,
uh,
got it. And then, what is your best resources for acquiring new clients currently?
so currently we do a lot of outreach. We do a lot of cold outreach using our own tool, sending a lot of emails, and just reaching out and seeing to ideal prospects or ICPs and all, and trying to
Beautiful.
get them on a call and trying to sell them the product. So I'd say
Awesome.
cold outreach.
Awesome. Cold outreach. Very good. And then, now, if you were in my shoes, what should Tony ask you that I haven't asked you yet? So what's one question that I should be asking you that I haven't yet?
That's a good one. So I'd say you could have asked me like how so I don't know if you have seen my LinkedIn or have guessed my age or not, but I just recently graduated from college, that to undergraduate in 2018, right? So I'm just 2 years in.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So I think one question could be like, how can young people try to be more entrepreneurial and or more just open to better experiences than going for a job, right?
Excellent.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very good. Nice. If now, as we're coming to a close here, let our
Mhm.
listeners know, how they can get a hold of you, if it's your website or your Twitter handle or your LinkedIn, whatever your preferred method is. That way, if they could follow up with questions or they want to find out more about SalesBlink, please let us know that you have the opportunity to put that in right now.
Absolutely. You can search for me on LinkedIn or Twitter. I'm active on both these places, and
Okay.
yeah, I have both have the same handle as well.
Perfect. It'll be in the show notes, people. So that it'll people listening. As we're coming to a close here, Sushan, tell us your one-word close that you're feeling right now.
I'd say stay curious, be curious, something like that. Curiosity would be the one word.
I love it.
Yeah.
Sushan, thank you very much. There you have it, folks. Sushan here, curiosity, and getting his business launched, and he's done it. He's a recent college graduate. He's out there. He's running a marathon, as we all know it, right? You don't want to sprint and burn out. And it's so well, he put it so well when he talked about the marathon. It's such a big metaphor as a context when you're running a business. So, and he's got a pretty awesome tool, Sales Blink. I'll put it in the show notes. And thank you very much for being on the show today. And thanks for sharing your knowledge and more about who you are with our audience. And until next time, I can't wait to have you on here again.
Thank you, Tony, for having me.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.